brothers and sisters. I was born in Jamaica, but I'm actually Kenyan. Just to put that out there. Because why? I'm an in a banana. Well, I know what? Big up the whole African crew there. From South Africa, Zimbabwe, Ghana, Malawi, Kenya.
I just fell in love with Kenyans, period. But I'm seeing that the streams from Kenya surpass Jamaica for Vybz Kartel.
What happens when Jamaica's Worl Boss crosses paths with the energy of Kenya? You get a connection that a lot of people outside Africa probably never saw coming. Welcome back to Sashyn Reactions. Today we are talking about Vybz Kartel and Kenya because this is way deeper than simply Kenyans listening to Jamaican music. From Nairobi streets to social media, from dancehall culture to Kenyan fashion and music, Vybz Kartel has built a serious following in Kenya. And trust me, when you see how Kenyan fans have embraced Kartel, you might start asking, how did Jamaica's Worl Boss become so deeply connected to Kenya? Let's get into it. Full credit to the original creators of these videos. Let's watch this and then we're going to break it down properly.
I said, from once you have my skin color, you are an African. But most people in the Caribbean, if you tell a Jamaican, you are an African. No, me an African, I'm a Jamaican. No, you were taken from Africa. You've been a Barbados. No, I'm not I'm a Bajan. Listen, you are an African. We were all taken and scattered all across the earth. Time for you to come home, man. Time for you to come Africa.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. From Jamaica to Ghana, Africa. So you know, say Africa was born inside of me, although me born in a Jamaica. I come like me becomes one early. As me reach, me becomes African. From me born, I'm one. So no need to come be one too. Rastafari. I'm following you. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, yeah.
Yes.
So I'm trying to figure out if that
Balance.
Whoa.
Oh, let me see what. Oh, inside. Cafe in a Zion. Easy. You done? Kitchen. Cafe in a Zion. And we turn it Cafe in a Zion.
See, just when I was about to give up on black people coming together to love each other, I now met Jamaicans. See, I have never met a set of black people more proud to be Africans or proud of their African lineage than Jamaicans. They are even more proud of Africa than Africans themselves. See, I made a video the other day talking about how Jamaicans don't take things serious and how they don't let things bring them down, just like Nigerians. I didn't even expect this video to get more than 30 views. I don't know if somebody carried my video and go and drop it in Kingston Airport. That was how all the Jamaicans come to my comments. See, love, my brother. They are saying, no, we are not like Africans. We are Africans. See, my head wants to burst. I have never been more proud to be black. See, Jamaicans, I'm sending you peace, I'm sending you love and my prayers, and I can't wait for you to rebuild your country so that me, I will visit and come and take my Jamaican passport, because already I have the locks. It's remaining, let me put a little bit of wagwan and a little bit of bombo clat, and we are done. And please, if you're seeing this video, please send help, send aid to Jamaicans and send your prayers as they deal with this Hurricane Melissa thing, because they are wonderful people. Peace and love, my people.
I'm an African Jamaican. I come to Africa and come to stay. I'm a Jamaican. I'm come to Africa from Germany from Jamaica to Germany to Ethiopia to Uganda to Jamaica to Germany, from Germany to Ethiopia to Uganda, from Uganda to Ghana. Ghana the gateway to Africa, so people can come on board and see what Africa looks like. Africa is nice. I enjoy Africa. I enjoy my time here and I have more time to enjoy. So people wake up, black people wake up and come home.
The more I travel within the diaspora, the more I realize that they embrace and love Africa more than us living on the continent of Africa. Listen, when I was at her age, I never thought of learning Swahili. Mimi ni Maya. What else should I say? Even my wife is Kenyan. What an embarrassment. But Mimi ni Maya. Kutoka Ghana. Can you introduce yourself in Swahili?
Habari za abazui, mimi ni Zilia, nina furaha kukutana na wewe.
How did you know that?
I studied.
You studied? Have you been to Tanzania before?
I never left Jamaica.
Jamaica. So how come you know the Swahili, man?
I just take interest in it and study.
What do you love about Africa?
I love the environment and how the children are happy, although they don't have enough of financial balance as they make it seems. But money cannot buy happiness, and I like their joy.
That's so beautiful. Then I see without Jamaica, there is no Africa. Yeah. It take a conscious people to understand what me I say. I mean, no, so not for no now go agree with it. But make you know like and share. Without Jamaica, there is no Africa. Because you see, we in Africa, we never know for we true self. We never know who we are. We never know what we have. We never value ourselves. We don't have no identity. We don't have no respect. We don't have no recognition until Jamaica tell we that through reggae music. A Jamaica highlight we in Africa. A Jamaica put black people on the global map. Every first black president in Africa get inspired by Jamaican, Marcus Garvey. And through reggae music, Africa get freedom. So without Jamaica, there's no Africa. I mean, our blood clot business will only want bomb clatter.
Do you know there's something that I've picked up, right? When going through people's comments about Africa, about the development of Africa, about Africans coming together as a collective, about BRICS, etc., you know, and how it will benefit Africa. And there is a specific group of people that consistently, if you go through the comments, are there. And this is me giving them a shout out for constantly and always being supportive of Africa. And these are the Jamaicans. Without fail, under anything positive or anything negative about Africa, you will find Jamaicans supporting Africa, standing up for Africa, and just being part of the conversation and always saying that we are one. So this is me saying thank you.
Hey, Kenyans, I just want to give an Africa, period, but Kenyan especially, I want to give y'all a big shout out and a thank you for the support that y'all give to dancehall music in Jamaica, man. You know what I mean? The love is just tremendous. And I guess my way of reciprocating that love is to, you know, like spread the Matatu, Matwana culture. You know what I mean? But I mean, I just fell in love with Kenyans, period. But I'm seeing that the streams from Kenya surpassed Jamaica for Vybz Kartel. I mean, that's crazy. You know what I mean? That's crazy because Jamaicans love vibes. You see me? So to find out that Kenyans love vibes even more, I mean, it's a bigger population, but at the same time, it's a different country. You know what I mean? And I just want to give y'all my respect. And don't forget, man, I got a little bit of music out there. Y'all show some love.
Brothers and sisters, I was born in Jamaica, but I'm actually Kenyan. Just to put that out there. Because why? A man in a years as a banana. Well, I know, man. Big up the whole African crew there. From South Africa, Zimbabwe, Ghana, Malawi, Kenya.
I can't lie though, when I do check my numbers and I see my board, I see Kenyans on it. You know what I mean? Especially Nairobi. And I want to thank y'all, man. And keep it up, man. Yo, I appreciate y'all. Kenya.
I have always wondered, what is Jamaica's relationship to Africa? Of course, I've always had an idea, however, I've never known the full history until today, which is what I'm going to talk about. In order to correctly tell this story, we have to begin before Europeans and Africans were even on the island. But yeah, Taino people were the first people to inhabit Jamaica and the Caribbeans. These people were indigenous to the land. They were skilled, peaceful farmers and Arawakan speakers. And now there's a very tiny population of them. And this is because Spain arrived and destroyed in 1494 with the infamous Christopher Columbus. If you don't know who this guy is, he was an Italian explorer sponsored by Spain, and he made a voyage and discovered the Americas, and everywhere he went he left devastation and decimation in his path. But yeah, when he reached Jamaica, he took over with Spain, and yeah, many Taino people died from the diseases that they brought with them, violence, forced labor, and just to mention, they did bring a small number of Africans with them. It wasn't until 1655 where we begin to see the formation of the Jamaica that we know today. But yeah, in 1655, the British took Jamaica from Spain and built a plantation economy based around sugar. And they imported a very large number of enslaved Africans, especially from West and Central Africa. Key countries in order was Ghana, Nigeria, Benin, Cameroon, and Congo and Angola. I didn't draw those flags, but yeah, those are the main countries that they imported Africans from. However, Africans in Jamaica did not accept slavery quietly, as many escaped into the mountains, forming maroon communities, and there was many rebellions and many resistances, forming a key part of Jamaican history and identity today. But yeah, slavery ended officially in 1834, but full freedom wasn't gained until 1838 after a harsh apprenticeship period. And even after emancipation, Black Jamaicans still suffered with, poverty, land inequalities, and colonial control. Of course, this is a very rough estimate, varying drastically from person to person, but on average, Jamaicans are genetically 80.3% African, 10% European, and 5.7% East Asian. But yeah, as you can see today, of course, Caribbeans and Jamaicans have their own unique, specialized culture. But in summary, I would say, of course, they have their own culture, but a lot of it is African rooted, and that's because they've come from Africa. But yeah, guys, thank you for watching.
Did you know Jamaica and South Africa share a unique bond? It's true. These two nations, oceans apart, have a fascinating connection. Picture this, reggae beats mixing with African rhythms, Bob Marley's music resonating in Soweto, or Shabba Ranks performing at Nelson Mandela's Welcome Home concert. But it goes deeper. Both countries fought against colonialism, inspiring each other's struggle for freedom. And get this, Jamaica was the first country to ban trade with apartheid South Africa in 1957. Today they collaborate in sports, culture, and trade. From cricket matches to academic exchanges, the ties keep growing. And even beyond South Africa, Jamaica and Jamaican people have held a special place in the hearts and minds of all Africans worldwide, highlighting the unique role this little island has played in fostering African pride and solidarity among all of Africa's scattered children.
I'm a bit late to all of this, man, but I've been seeing a lot of discourse on this whole Africans, Jamaicans and whatnot. And you know what? I don't like it. Honestly, I don't like it, because I personally feel that we've moved, so far from them dark days. However, what I can say is we can't dismiss what someone's been through. Whether African or Jamaican, we can't dismiss what someone's been through, because some people are still traumatized. That's just the truth. Some people are still living with that trauma of being called an African this or African that. Some people are still living through that trauma. Like, let me tell you a quick story. I remember this time, I was all on the bus. It was back then, early 2000s. There was this girl, she liked this boy, and then the boys come over and asked her, where you from? And the girl said, I'm from Ghana. And the boy went to her face and said, with so much disgust. And this girl used to be a loud, bossy girl, whatever. That's the first time I seen this girl get humbled. It was so dark. I think that girl got off the bus and we all went our ways, whatever. Now, could you blame that girl for coming out, let's say the next day, and saying, I'm not Ghanaian, I'm Jamaican? Do you get what I'm saying? Could you blame that girl? It was just so dark. Back then was very dark. I've been through it myself. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm getting cussed by people who look exactly like me. It's just that you're from this island and I'm from this continent. Do you get what I'm saying? But again, it's discourse that I don't even like, because I personally feel that relations have gotten better, from our parents and grandparents or whatever. Relations have definitely got better. You've got African kids and Jamaican kids having the time of their life, fun, enjoying each other's musics, foods, whatnot. You see it all over social media, you see it in real life, you see it with your kids. Do you get what I'm saying? But I'm gonna have a live on this. Do you get what I'm saying? I just want everyone to come in and talk, and you get me, maybe later on. But let me know what you think in the comments.
This Jamaican patois sound like West African pidgin because it literally comes from West African pidgin. Even though the basis for the vocabulary is English, the grammar comes directly from West Africa. That's why people that can understand Jamaican patois can understand pidgin. The other day I showed a pidgin sentence to a Jamaican and they literally read it in a Jamaican accent because they didn't even identify the differences straight away. So you know in English where the verb changes tense, so you say I went or I'm going. In patois and pidgin the verb stays the same. So you might say me a go, me di go, or me go go. But the go stays the same. They also don't use verbs to be like is or are. So instead of saying he is big, they say im big. There's no is. Because they don't have verbs to be, they use multiple verbs without connectors. You just say im walk go buy food from the shop. Walk go and buy right next to each other. That also means questions that normally use words like are and is are just changed based on tone. So instead of saying are you going to eat, you just say yeah eat, but you eat means something completely different just because of the tone. Both patois and pidgin repeat words to mean a little or a lot, like dege dege or one, like bali bali or cry cry. In Jamaican patois, you see traces of vocabulary from Akan, Igbo, Yoruba, Ewe, Fon. The grammar in Jamaican patois was directly influenced by the slaves that used to speak pidgin with one another so that they could communicate. They also used English as a base. And then the Jamaican Maroons then brought this same grammar system to Sierra Leone, creating what we call Creole. And that's why the Sierra Leone Creole sounds a lot like Jamaican patois.
Thanks for watching. First of all, let's establish something. Vybz Kartel is not some unknown Jamaican artist in Kenya. His music has been part of Kenyan youth culture for years. Kenyan fans have followed his career, his music, his controversies, his battles, and of course, the entire Gaza movement. In fact, reporting from Kenya has described Kartel's following in parts of Nairobi and extremely passionate with young people, identifying strongly with the Gaza side during the famous Gaza versus Gali era. And this is where the story gets interesting, because dancehall didn't simply remain Jamaican music in Kenya, it became part of the culture. You can hear Jamaican influence in Kenya, urban music, especially in the rhythms, slang, delivery, and attitude that help shape genres such as gengeton. So when Kenyans say they love Vybz Kartel, they're not necessarily just saying, we like this foreign artist. They are saying this music influenced us, and that's a completely different level of connection. Now, let's talk about Gaza. During the height of the Gaza-Gali rivalry, the battle wasn't only happening in Jamaica. The rivalry traveled internationally, and Kenya was one of the places where fans became heavily invested. According to Kenyan reporting, young people in parts of Nairobi openly identified with either Cartel's Gaza camp or Mavado's Gali side. Think about that for a second. A rivalry that started in Jamaica was being debated and lived out by young people thousands of kilometers away in East Africa. That's the power of music, and Vybz Kartel's influence went beyond the song's style, slang, fashion, attitude. The entire Gaza identity, it became something young fans could recognize and make their own. And honestly, this is one of the strongest examples of how Jamaican culture has traveled across Africa. But here is where things got even crazier. In August 2025, Vybz Kartel appeared wearing a customized Kenyan jersey, and Kenyan social media immediately went into celebration mode. The moment was connected to his appearance on the remix of Shatta Wale's African Crown, and I have to say, that visual alone sent a message. Because imagine being a Kenyan fan of Vybz Kartel and suddenly seeing the world boss wearing Kenyan colors. That's not something you are going to forget easily. It creates that feeling of, oh, yo, he sees us, and that's powerful. Because music is one thing, but when an international artist acknowledges your country and your people, the relationship becomes personal. And Kenyan fans have wanted something even bigger, a Vybz Kartel performance in Kenya. There have been repeated conversations about Kartel visiting Kenya. In 2024, Kartel even sparked excitement among Kenyan fans when he indicated that Kenya will be part of his planned African tour. Then in 2025, reports again emerged about the possibility of Kartel performing in Kenya. So, naturally, Kenya fans were watching closely Because imagine the atmosphere if Vybz Kartel actually walked onto a stage in Nairobi. You already know the crowd will be insane. The first beat drops, everybody starts screaming, World Boss. That will be one of those Jamaica meets Africa moments that people will talk about for years. Now, we have to separate the excitement from the facts. In March 2026, reports started circulating online claiming that Vybz Kartel will perform in Kenya as part of an East African tour. Fans were excited, posters were circulating, people were talking about Nairobi, Kampala, and Kigali, but Kartel himself reportedly stepped forward and made it clear that neither he nor his management had confirmed those shows. Kenyan outlets subsequently reported that the supposed 2026 East Africa tour was not officially confirmed and warned fans about the possibility of scams. And this is an important lesson. Also, in the same 2026, Vybz Kartel made a very big announcement that he was born in Jamaica, but he is a Kenyan. And after that announcement, Kenyans went crazy. When you love an artist this much, you want to believe every announcement, but fans have to be careful. Don't buy tickets simply because you see a poster on social media. Wait for confirmation from the artist or official management, because the last thing Kenyan fans need is someone taking advantage of their love for the World Boss. So, why Kenya? Why does Vybz Kartel resonate so strongly with Kenyan audiences? I think the answer is bigger than one artist. It is the African-Caribbean connection. Africa and Jamaica have a complicated but powerful cultural relationship. Music creates a bridge, reggae creates a bridge, dancehall creates a bridge, and artists like Vybz Kartel become part of that bridge. Kenyan listeners hear the rhythm, the confidence, and the storytelling, and they connect with it in their own way. And then Kenyan artists take those influences and create something new. That's cultural exchange. Jamaican influences Kenya. Kenya embraces Jamaica. And eventually, the influence starts moving in both directions. And honestly, this is where I find the Vybz Kartel Kenya connection so fascinating, because it is not simply about a Jamaican artist having Kenyan fans. It is about how far Jamaican culture has traveled. A song created in Kingston can be playing in Nairobi. A Jamaican dancehall style can influence Kenyan artists. A Jamaican artist can wear a Kenyan jersey and instantly create excitement thousands of kilometers away. That's the power of culture. That's the power of music. And that's the Jamaica to Africa connection. So now I want to hear from you. Kenya, will you attend a Vybz Kartel concert in Nairobi if it was officially announced? And will you welcome Vybz Kartel after saying he's officially a Kenyan? And Jamaican fans, what do you think about the love Kartel receives in Kenya? And also about the love he spreads to Kenyans? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this reaction, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Sashyn Reactions, and turn on that notification bell so you don't miss the next one. Until next time, one love Jamaica and much love to Kenya. This was Sashyn Reactions, where Jamaica, Africa, and the world meets. See you in the next one. One love.